peace and bliss. I'm Be the Alchemist. Welcome to my channel. I appreciate the love and support, the reciprocity, the energetic donations, and all forms of donations. May the universe return and reciprocate back to you as you sow into me and my energy. May it be returned back to you in the same reciprocal form. Okay, I just received a download speaking on reciprocity. Okay, so in this spiritual experience, we have the energy of feminine energy and masculine energy. Masculine energy gives and feminine energy receives. So when we show up in life, or we observe life, and we see where the giving and the receiving is imbalanced, it's up to us holding ourselves accountable and being responsible to correct what's being given and what's being received. So we know in life, people who are toxic and unhealthy or imbalanced in their internal feminine and masculine energies, they can show up as more takers than givers. So Mother Earth, also known as Gaia, she's bountiful. Okay, so the concept and the spiritual law of giving and receiving applies to Mother Earth as well. When you sow seeds into her fertile soil, you get back crops and vegetation and plants and trees and etc., so on and so forth. The same thing when you sow into the life. As a soul experiencing this physical reality, as you observe life and you study the spiritual law concept of giving and receiving and reciprocity to maintain balance by applying feminine and masculine energies accordingly, you will notice that, as an example, there are women in this life who may be distorted in their feminine energy. And how you will know this is how they treat themselves, how they give to themselves. Do they take care of their well-being? Are they pouring in or sowing good seeds into themselves so that they can receive back? One thing about feminine energy is that when you give to feminine energy, you will receive a harvest, a reward. So what I'm seeing in the life, shout out to Q Reeves, because he refers to life as the life. I'm one of his subscribers on his channel, and I really appreciate how he inspired and encouraged that perspective on how we see life, and he refers to it as the life. So shout outs to him, and also to his lovely lady Naya Now. Okay, so when you observe the life and you see the concept of feminine and masculine energy in giving and the receiving concept, and how it pertains to spiritual law, I believe it's the law of compensation. So you'll be compensated based off, what you give or how you give. Okay, so a lot of times in relationships, and you see people who might be distorted in their feminine and masculine energy. Either they are takers or they're over givers. So you can see, okay, if a feminine energy is distorted, most likely simultaneously her masculine energy is going to be distorted. Now, however she shows up in one or the other will tell you. So if she's over giver, she's distorted in her feminine energy. Or is it masculine? I think it's the masculine, because she's over giving. She gives so much. This can also be true for a man too. There are men who overgive, and then they overgive in the wrong places. So it's like, and then they wonder why, and they look around, they're like, okay, why I'm not receiving back what I'm investing? Why I'm not receiving a harvest or reaping back? Why I'm not seeing any growth? Why I'm not seeing anything being produced? Why am I coming up short? And it very well could be because you're sowing in the wrong places. So when you sow into people who are takers, or they are users, you know what I'm saying, and they know how to manipulate their way into getting their way, they're not capable and responsible and self-sufficient enough to pour into themselves and give to themselves. Because the law of the universe, you cannot finesse the laws of the universe and spiritual law. There's going to be karmic retribution to pay for violating these laws. These are natural laws of nature. You observe nature, and you observe Mother Gaia, and you see how when it rains, you know, we get vegetation and things like that, and to help the environment to be comfortable to live in and things like that. So the same thing in life. When you have a healthy and balanced giving and receiving of reciprocity in energy and resources, because energy is a resource, and however that energy shows up, whether that's in conversation, in emotional exchange, or sexual energy exchange, or financial monetary exchange, time, you know, quality time, things like that, compliments, encouragement, motivation, you know what I'm saying, favors, you know what I'm saying, like all of the things of this human experience that we have. There has to be, in order to have a healthy and peaceful and calm, fruitful and profitable and healthy, balanced environment in your life, within your relationships, there has to be reciprocity. There has to be a balance. Otherwise, it's going to create an imbalance and an injustice, and then universe has to come in and correct. So we have to be mindful of where we're investing our time and our energy and resources. So another example Spirit has standing out to me is when a woman is healthy in her feminine and masculine energy, and she has a healthy level of self-esteem, confidence, and self-love. The energy that she pours into herself, she's going to see a reward, a return. Prime example, when she takes care of her beauty, when she takes care of her looks, her body, when she takes care of her mind, she reads, she studies, she researches, she listens to healthy and uplifting and positive podcasts and conversations. She don't entertain toxicity of no kind. She's very mindful of the information that she takes in. When she works out and takes care of her body and exercise and eat healthy, the return on those seeds of investment that she sows into herself is going to come back in, you know, being in shape and being healthy. When she thinks good thoughts and she takes care of her, she makes sure she's emotionally balanced, and she watches how she thinks, she watches how she emotionally process things and how she emotes. She is going to reap back a healthy and balanced mental and emotional health. She creates healthy boundaries. She don't let nobody just come in and disrespect her. Or she chooses her battles. Why she chooses them? When she gonna entertain, she chooses if she gonna check somebody, or she just gonna ignore you and walk off or cut you off altogether. This is how an empress, spiritually speaking, someone who has leveled up and evolved spiritually to empress status. She embodies all the queens: Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So, and these energies also exist and reside in males who are healthy in their feminine energy. They will be a beast when it comes to making deals and knowing who to exchange business and time, energy, effort, and resources with. They're going to know what's a waste of time and what is not a waste of time. What's a good contract in business or in life or in energy or in spiritual energy. They're going to know what's a waste of time and what is not. They're going to know, they're going to be able to recognize what contracts, energetic or business or physical, relational, whatever, is going to be valuable and of value and worth it, and what is not. People who think in this way and who is balanced in this way, when you observe in the life, they are successful, and they have a successful mindset, they have successful habits, they have successful routines. They don't waste time, energy, or effort or resources with nothing or nobody. And this is how someone needs to strive to be, and also seek out others who are the same. Because someone who thinks on this level and who is evolved to this level in maturity and growth and self-love and self-worth, self-value, and self-respect, they're not going to invest their time, energy, or resources doing for people who don't do for themselves. Because it's like, okay, if you're treating yourself like that, how can you treat me and match my self-love and self-value and self-worth and self-care? And that's why you have to really observe people in the life, and observe, because it's a lot of slick talkers and gifted gabbers out here. They talk a good game. So if you are in your ego and you haven't done your shadow work and you live a low base life from your lower chakras, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna fall for the okie dokie, because it's a lot of pimps and hustlers out here. Not in a literal sense, but I'm speaking in a metaphorical sense. So yeah, don't get hustled, and don't be out here pimping nobody, using people and trying to joyride off their spiritual journey, because they're here focused and they know what they came to do, and they have a clear pathway on what they need to do and who they need to do it with, because they're going to be able to recognize on a soul level, energetic level, oh, this is somebody I need to link up with because they embody X, Y, and Z. And I can see that that is evident in how they move, how they think, how they speak, and how they show up in their actions. Everything needs to add up energetically. The math needs to math. Otherwise, somebody's playing games, or they're playing you. So, or you could be the one that's doing that. Put yourself where you go. All right, I'm B the Alchemist, and fellow alchemists, whether you are learning to become one or you just realizing you are one, shouts out to you, and I hope this gave you some clarity and some insight and some empowerment for your journey. And until the next time, peace out. Love and light.